transferring knowledge between the existing bodies. And as I said, the model of the 2030 vision is PPP, which is private-public partnership, and that works towards the transferring knowledge as well. Like without knowledge economy or knowledge partnership, the PPP model wouldn't have existed. So this is how are we going to apply that. Also, lastly, research and development centers in every governmental agency. Previously or now, like there is a newly established center in every agency, which is research and development, that kind of look at current strategies to kind of dynamically develop them while we go forward, while we face the uncertain or the unforeseen challenges. So yeah, we're going to close that. Thank you. About the realized oil, the expert is going to answer this.
I think you're right. Saudi Arabia has been depending on oil, and the problem with oil is the price. The price is the constant price just goes up and down, so and it's hard to predict. So I think this is one of the motives behind this vision is to convert the way to become the economy in Saudi Arabia from reliance on oil to and I think we have lots of opportunities. We have lots of capabilities and investments opportunities. I've already talked about the pillars that and the first one, for example, when we talk about the location, when we talk about the half of the world, we have Mecca and Medina, so this is, we can expand the capabilities and space and make the visa process easier. So this one part. And also, we talk about the location of Saudi Arabia being up with the world and location of Saudi Arabia. So we can make use of that. Also, when we talk about, we have a lot of opportunities. We have things in Saudi Arabia need to be visible, like for example, renewable energy. We have minerals, we have petrochemicals. So lots of opportunities, and that's all these opportunities are being looked at right now, and the government are already want to take advantage and to seize these opportunities.
The other question.
Bassam Tashkent, clinical fellow in methodology in Scotland. My question concerning the 2030 vision and healthcare system. Lately we've been hearing a lot about privatization of the healthcare system in Saudi Arabia. My question is, do you personally think that privatization would be the best thing to provide appropriate health services in the country? Meaning we will be under the shadow of the medical insurance companies.
Thank you for question, but let me just make a few explanation about your question. So you're asking about the role of increasing the number of private sector in the health system in Saudi Arabia, right?
Not really. Privatization of the healthcare system in total, including the Ministry of Health hospitals and services.
Yeah. Well, according to my knowledge, what I know about the Saudi health system is aiming to increase the number of private hospitals in the Saudi health system. So by having both public and private are delivering the same care and the same service to the Saudi population, will actually show us an improvement in our health. And I hope that answers your question. Actually, I don't know if Does it answer your question?
Not really.
Ah.
I need to explain the question a bit more. The rumors that is going around that the public hospital is going to be private
No.
by Minister of Health, and they will apply the medical insurance to the Saudi citizens free.
Well, yeah, now I can understand your question. It's actually not the private going to be public. It's about we're having public and private hospitals delivering care to all population, and every Saudi population will have a unified digital medical record number who can have and take the care in either public or private. But for example, those who are taking medical insurance from private companies, for example, they're not going to take the care from both public and private. They're going to distribute them on private and public, according to my knowledge.
The third question. No question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sam. I'm a PhD student, mechanical engineer. I have just one question. You mentioned here how to use Saudi Arabia, their location, and how they are in the heart of Islamic and Arab world. So, is there any vision to build like kind of single market associated between Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries, between Islamic countries and Arab?
Well, I think you're asking about the location of the Saudi Arabia and how can we utilize this location. I think recently King Salman signed with the president of Egypt the bridge between the Saudi Arabia and between Egypt, and this is for example one small opportunity that can be there. This is just to connect the African continent with the Asian continent. And also it can help other Muslim countries. For example, I know you're from Libya, right? So Libya can be now, after some time, after this bridge can come by car, so everything's legal. So this brings like more opportunities and more. We haven't talked about the sea and also the infrastructures in our ports also can be used. So lots of opportunities. Development airports to be connecting different places. So these kind of opportunities are there, and we have to utilize them, and we have to see. Nobody has any question.
There is any question? You cannot say no.
Thank you, Dr. Tobi. I'm sure I will thank you first for this lovely speech, and I'm sure having this speech that I want to thank you for this lovely speech. I'm sure having this speech that you did a thorough literature review about Vision 2030. My concern is, I haven't heard anything regarding the youth program to go with the 2030 vision. Is there any program regarding the youth for them? If there is, what is it? If they're not, do you think or do you believe we need any program for the youth?
to align the objectives to the market's needs. This is very important. We need to see what the market needs and align the education system and the output of the education to that. This applies also to the scholarship program. So we send out students that for special needs that we really need in the market. So this platform of answering your questions, how we can increase in the quality
As you know, the Saudi government source money of the students who submit their fields. So now the new vision to have a new fields, which is which is the country needs. So this is the new vision to have a new youth to improve the 2030 vision. Is it comment of my friends?
Being the to almost
حتى انا في تويتر ماركت هذا كلام اول اي اوكي حاليا لما ندوب لا
the opportunities that come with them are massively from now until 2030, and that means infrastructure, and that's what the government is doing right now, is to apply and develop that infrastructure to make it ready and attract more opportunities. The vision is not only talking, like already hands are full on deck and people are working.
Also, we have in Saudi Arabia, we have historical and cultural heritage. So the vision talks about these two things especially, and they have like programs to develop these historical museums and also to preserve our culture. So by 2030, the vision talks about that we have a limit that the tourism per year is going to reach about 15 million each year.
As you mentioned, we have all our original resources. We only need to employ it and activate it. And this is what we are doing at the moment, to be trained and educated and get and transfer this knowledge and skills to our country.
Just one addition is we haven't talked about, for example, tourism in Saudi Arabia. People tend to think that Saudi Arabia is rich with Islamic history. But yes, we have an rich Islamic history, but we also have three Islamic civilizations in Saudi Arabia, whether it's in the south or in the north. So the vision has this idea of getting use of this and building museums and facilitating the visa issuance to Saudi Arabia. So this rich heritage and culture of the Arabia can be used efficiently.
Yeah, of course.
I worked for some time with the Quality Assessment Agency, with the United Nations, with the King Hussein Fund, where we went to many universities in the Middle East and North Africa, looked at what's their vision for the future, how their education now, and what's their, so basically assessing university and see. Because there's a lot of students from that area coming to study all over the world, a lot of investment. But what is the vision? When do we expect to see universities in the Middle East which compete with Harvard and MIT and those places? So do you have in your vision that you talked about tourism for the historical sites? What about tourism for people to go and study there? There used to be, when times were good, there were places in the Middle East where people used to go and do their degree. So, and that would be, you have a lot of educated. I meet lots of universities around here, and I just say, well, I really see the future is bright. But is this accommodated in your future vision plan? Because what I noticed from Barcelona is I'm not being if people study and do very well in their studies abroad, what's the goal there? Like research stuff, or publication, or more research investment stuff, and that is not good.
Thank you.
Okay. In order to facilitate what you said, there is a move now towards privatization of universities, moving from fully funded by government to private funding. That will surely make universities want to compete. If they are competitive, if they have a competitive advantage, they will attract more funds, let's say. So yeah, there is a yes.
Recently, House University has been in Saudi Arabia, and it's only for research. This idea of universities in the Middle East and the Saudi Arabia are not that good. It has so limitations, and usually development education takes time. And I believe that the vision clearly touched on that and improve education, privatization of universities, because all the universities now are public, they are funded by the government. So it makes this university more competitive. And also, once we have like a developing industry and companies to move in different sectors, they will bring with them research and innovation. So I believe this time can collaborate with the universities and it could improve them even further.
Well, I definitely agree with you in the sense that most of us, we get trained well abroad, and then when we come back, we just we don't learn as much, let's say. I remember when I was an undergrad student at my university in Saudi Arabia, one of the professors has just come from, I guess from the UK, and he used to put a post saying that they'll be back within 5 minutes. Just within 2 or 3 weeks, that note disappeared, and he no longer attended his office hours. Now, in my view, I think the problem is in the incentive system in Saudi Arabia. Our incentives in the university are not well designed, I would say, so far. The government is currently planning to revise all of those incentives. For those that govern the universities and how faculty member is promoted are being changed based on the quality of your work, not just the quantity of your work. So, in a sense, I think once those incentives are changed, I think the results will be there. We are qualified. I think the institutional factor there is not well designed, I would say, and this has been acknowledged, and I think the government will work in that direction.
Thank you for a nice question. Also, Saudi Arabia, the higher education ministry, try to improve the whole university. For example, now they have a competition for who's the best for research, and you cannot make a good university without a good research. So now we have like a 1,000 students abroad the country. Maybe they return for like 5 years. So I think it's a good question, and the improvement and the growth of the university will be high. So I think there is like they can accept abroad the students. So,
Thank you actually for your questions. I would like to add to my colleagues' points that I mentioned some examples. Actually, 2030, this is what we are doing at the moment to enhance education, not only in private and not only in health sectors, but in all our organizations. And I want to mention 2 examples if you heard about before, KAUST and King Abdullah Medical Research Center. We have these research centers and we have awards for research and enhance the education. And we're having like many universities, but yeah, this is why 2030 is here to activate that, enhance the research and the education. And when we're gonna see those kind of achievement, maybe we couldn't display that we have 2020 targets. It's not only 2030, So we will start to see those achievement by 2020, hopefully. Thank you.
There is any question?
It's not a question, it's an addition to what we said.
I would disagree that Saudi Arabia is not improving. To be honest, you should be proud what's been happening in the university. Me and Nigel, in the last 2 years, we visited Saudi Arabia, and the research labs and the investment that currently the government are putting on the university is something to be proud of. We saw some university investing on instrument and in equipment. I didn't see it yet in UK, to be honest. So things are moving. I mean, you said a couple of examples, which I agree with you. King Abdullah City for Science and Technology, investing a lot of research. We in Shakhlai, we won last year a joint collaboration with Edinburgh University on diabetes. So things are moving. We can really see Saudi Arabia in a short period of time is to compete with UK university, or it's unfair to ask that. But to be fair, you guys are moving in the right directions, and you are moving from oil-based country to knowledge-based country. And I think it's so far is well done to the government and well done to the university and well done to the people. I'm completely proud of what you guys are doing. Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning CALS, because actually CALS are homing international students at the moment. And I wish you could see a few pictures about CALS. It's really brilliant, a great city, and also a great university. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's something that he said. So first of all, it's a political statement he said, because I actually was not negative about Saudi Arabia. So he started his statement by saying, I disagree with what she said. And anyway, I don't like political people. So that's one thing. The other thing, it is, the whole world is moving forward. All my Saudi friends know I am proud of what you have achieved, and I want you to achieve more, because you can achieve more. Because the Arab world, the world can achieve more. The world is moving forward, so you can achieve more. So it is not positive to just be giving ourselves and each other some compliments when we know we have higher abilities that we can reach and we should reach. And I want you to reach, because there is a lot of wonderful resources to tap into. I still think you can achieve that before 2030. I disagree that you have done quite a lot and you can do a lot more.
Thank you for a nice comment. So it's our vision, it's a lot for, we have like two visions, 22 and 2030. So I think we can reach our goals before that, as you mentioned. Also, there's other comments. Also, the King Abdullah University accept also a foreign or abroad students around the world, and can they do their research. So this is the first university, or I think the third university accept the foreign or abroad students. So we have followed to have the university or foreign university.
So just to add one more thing, and I think what the gentleman says, he said there is an improvement there, and I agree with him. In Saudi Arabia, we have, for example, King Fahd University, which is one of the top universities in the Middle East, and it's a very strong university, but not in the global picture. But there is an improvement. I think the government is working on it, people are working on it, and hopefully we will get there. Thank you for your question.
When we go back, we will drive change.
As you mentioned, we have.
You are beautiful people where you are, and you still have a lot of strengths.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. There is any question?
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for this great session. Actually, education system is the cornerstone of any development that needs any society. Having said that, we all witnesses that some leading university in our country that established companies, especially for innovation and knowledge transfer. To what extent those companies can participate in 2030 vision? Thank you.
Qura University, for example, they have
Makkah Valley.
Exactly. They have the Makkah Valley, which is like kind of a copycat of Silicon Valley. Already attracted a lot of funds, a lot of business opportunities, globally, internationally, and nationally. That is supported by the 2030 vision, and the Mecca Valley wouldn't be the only case study in Saudi Arabia. We have other case studies, but they're not called valleys. They still, like for example, incubators, accelerators. We have them. They are growing in number and in events as well.
I didn't get the question very clear, but
Companies collaboration with the Vision 2030.
yes, I think the guys, they already talked about the partnership, and again, as a petroleum engineer, I can talk about Saudi Aramco, for example. Saudi Aramco has already, and they're planning to have partnerships not only in oil-related business, but also in petrochemicals. And I think they recently opened a renewable energy for solar in the north of Saudi Arabia. And also they're working towards an energy company, and they already have partnership with too many different companies in the world, and also even inside the private sector inside has collaboration with Saudi Aramco into too many parts, which can employ too many Saudi citizens. So hopefully, I answer the question.
Another point to add, the 2030 vision wants the kingdom to be private sector led, not public sector led, and it wants the private sector to contribute to the GDP up to 65%, and that's huge. We have KPIs measured and monitored monthly and dynamically changed as well. Hoping to get to that limit. Obviously, the finish line might get closer, might get a bit further, but we acknowledge that no matter how thorough we are, uncertain factors and surprises will show, will appear. So we'll react, we will be proactive and react as well.
Also, when King Salman was in the United States, they have many collaboration with the United States companies. Also now they have like a military collaboration, and the many collaboration because the visions depend on the companies and not the privatization, not about around the new vision. No, it's not dependent on the oil. So the other question. As you mentioned, to achieve Saudi Vision to 2030, the government has sent a lot of scholarship to send the students abroad and established a research center and enhanced the education systems. But there's the support from the Saudi people side. But is there any opportunities for the foreign people, or just for the people who have a high technology to join the Saudi to 2030? Can you give us some details information?
Yes, I think you're asking about what's the role of foreigners in Saudi in the new vision, right?
Yeah, maybe not just in Saudi, but also maybe in the UK,
yes.
When they finish PhD or something.
Yes, I can answer part of this question again. I think one of the programs that will be launched by the government is the Green Card program, which is going to be implemented for non-Saudis in Saudi Arabia. And basically what the green card, it will give these people lots of benefits, almost equal to the citizens in terms of investing, in terms of buying, investing, of owning. So this idea, for example, is the green card idea I'm talking about is there, and it will be implemented. It's already implemented, but it will take some years to have it in place. So this is one side of your question.
Thank you. If there is any question? At the end, I would like to thank everyone, and also Zohra will represent the other presentation. Thank you for everyone.
Thank you, dear colleagues, for this interesting discussion. Last but not least, I am delighted to introduce our next speaker, Professor Tracy Wilkinson from the University of Dundee, who will highlight the Dundee Saudi experience, past, present, and future. Professor Wilkinson is the principal anatomist and co-chair of anatomy. Her research interests include biomechanics, functional anatomy, human variation, and medical education. Several universities, both in the UK and abroad, have benefited from her profound experience. She has also won and had been nominated for several teaching awards. I'm pleased to welcome Professor Wilkinson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much indeed for inviting me to your event. It's been really interesting. This is who I run people, and I'm very delighted to be here. So thank you very much for the invitation. So I thought I'd come along here and just talk a little bit about our experiences with our Saudi students in Dundee. Talking very shortly back in the past, because the Twin Saudi 2030 vision is really about the future. A little bit at the present, and then again into the future. So we've been having a relationship with our Saudi students for several years up to now, and it's all going well. I thought I'd look at the present and see what the University of Dundee might have to offer to our Saudi colleagues across their future knowledge-based economy. And one of the things that we're really keen on in Dundee, our sort of mission statement, if you like, is to transform lives. And it's quite nice listening to our young people that we were just listening to from Saudi. The transformation is really what the new Saudi 2030 vision is all about. So it's lovely to see this happening. Our mission is to transform not just locally within Scotland, but also globally across the whole world. I'm going to take you through a little journey through one of my PhD students who's actually come to Dundee, and I thought I'd share the experience of his Dundee through our own eyes. This is here's a PhD student at Dundee University, and that's his little daughter Hadia as well, who unfortunately these two couldn't be with us today. But I thought I'd talk about these two and just describe their journey as they came to Dundee. Raid, obviously, is in the Kingdom of Saudi, and he was a student there, and he was looking to do a master's program somewhere else in the world. This is his original university, where he was a teaching assistant. So he went along to the IECHEE a few years ago, and he met one of my colleagues there, and said, well, which university would I like to go to study human anatomy? And this is a more up-to-date version of what the University of Dundee has got to offer today. We are one of the top 200 universities in the world. We've been voted Scottish University of the Year for the last 2 years in a row, and we're also very proud of our heritage, if you like, in the STEM subjects, medicine, sciences, technology, engineering particularly. And I'll just give you a few examples of forensic anatomy. We're very high up in the UK rankings, and that really attracted Raid to come along to the University of Dundee. So Ryan decided he was going to come to Dundee to do an MSc in human anatomy, so he now arrived in Dundee. And 1 year later, he graduated and thought, well, actually, I don't really want to leave Dundee because it's such a lovely place. There's Ryan, again with his daughter, just to mention we're still following his story. And why could he not leave Dundee? Firstly, very friendly people. It's also a lovely city with an interesting heritage. It's got, the mosque is directly opposite to the campus, so it's very easy access to that. We have beautiful views across the River Tay, and it's a relatively safe campus because we have a small campus, much like Heriot Watt here. We have a nice small campus, so it's relatively safe. So Ryan was sitting in Dundee enjoying this, and then he decided, well, I'm going to stay on to do a PhD. And like some of our colleagues in other universities, we're very, very interested in taking people who want to do an MSc and then following it up with a 3 or 4 year PhD once they've completed their MScs. And we have a wide range of topics and interests that might be interesting for people who are trying to increase their knowledge from Saudi. This is a very brief look at Ryan's research. He's actually looking at trying to transform the way people diagnose hallux valgus, which is really, in common terms, a bunion. There's a picture of an X-ray of someone who's actually got a bunion. And instead of X-raying people who have a bunion, which is the way they diagnose this condition today, what he would like to do is he'd like to change that slightly, improve the health of people, and take away the X-rays, which allows radiation to be, must subject that patient to radiation. And he wants to use a completely different biomechanical method to actually decide how these foot diagnoses can be made. And that's really what his aim is over the next couple of years. He's already been at it for 1.5 years, he's got a couple of years to go. He also has met a lot of friends, many of whom are Saudis. These are 3 of our colleagues, all of whom have done an MSc and a PhD. The chap on the left is Dr. Badr, the person in the middle is Dr. Abdul Rahman, and on the right, although he's Libyan, is Dr. Abdul Menem. All 3 of these gentlemen have now qualified both an MSc and PhD. And we had a bit of a discussion 5 minutes ago about what can these young people bring to King Saudi when the King of Saudi Arabia, when the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, when they go back to Saudi Arabia. And we're hoping people like Dr. Badr and Dr. Abdul Rahman will be able to change the way health is actually distributed in Saudi Arabia, and also possibly to be an institute of some of these visions that the 2030 Saudi Arabian vision actually has. He also met some other colleagues, and I know that our colleague here, Mohammed Abdullah, is sitting down in the audience. He's one of the co-organizers. He's the president of the Saudi Club. Ray got very interested in the Saudi Club while he was here, some nice social activities. And in the centre, of course, is our Vice President, Nawaf, who's also, I believe, here somewhere. And these 2 are friends of Ray, so these people are making a real difference, not just at our university, not just in the whole region of Scotland with their Saudi Club, but also when they go back in Saudi Arabia itself. Of course, the Saudi Club has lots of exciting activities, and those who belong to it probably have been on some of these nice activities. Really, the last little thing I want to talk about is the future. Where are we going to go with the University of Dundee? What can we offer the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? How can we help you, and how can you help us, perhaps? As a university, it was quite interesting to hear about our young people talking about innovation and interdisciplinary areas, because we are very, very keen on working in small teams that actually can change the world in the 21st century. I like the 2030 Saudi vision. It's very ambitious, and it's really forward-looking. How can we change the world, really, and particularly through the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? And we're a little university in the centre of Scotland, and I like the idea of reaching out to Africa and Asia and Europe. And we sort of see ourselves in Dundee as a little bit of a central hub in our mini Scotland as well, because we're right in the centre of the city. The fact that we are a small university has lots of advantages, much like our colleagues at Heriot Watt, because we can change things, and therefore we're very good at working together. I noticed from the 2030 vision, one of the key themes that was brought across was this vibrant society with strong foundations. It was mentioned in your vision document. And we think, as a university in Scotland, we can help in Saudi Arabia to reach these goals through, again, the knowledge-based economy, but also looking at education and partnerships with our friends in Saudi, with our young people going back to your lovely country. It also mentions in the document about empowering our society and caring for our health. And since one of our key areas is health, and also we're talking about young people empowering society, we think as a small university in Scotland, we might be able to help them. Here are some of the examples. For example, we run many multidisciplinary PhD projects. We have several Saudis already on these projects, and we often don't just talk about a medicine project or an engineering project or a computing project. The sorts of projects we like to run are where they bring all of these together. And these are some of the areas, for example, where the School of Science and Engineering is working with the School of Medicine and the School of Computing in some of these ideas. I'm not sure how I can operate the video in here. I don't know where you're taking. Can you switch the video on? This is a kidney arteriogram, and what it is an X-ray which actually you're running radiopaque material through that kidney to actually show the arterial tree. And you might think, well, why is she showing us this? It doesn't look particularly interesting. But the interesting thing about this particular kidney arteriogram, it is being done on a dead body. So actually we are using our very interesting teal bodies. We use a completely different method of embalming in Dundee, which allows us to do all sorts of things which were impossible 10 years ago because of this type of cadaver that we use here. And some of our exciting research is using these particular cadavers, and that's why we're attracting so many Saudi students who want to do human anatomy with us. We also have a program our School of Nursing is quite active, and at the moment they're coming out to run CPD courses in Saudi and would be interested in taking that a little bit further. So again, we're empowering your country and your young people by coming out to you. And this is a new project, again, it's interdisciplinary. We talked about innovation, we talked about the public and private sectors coming together. This project here is a project we're running together with a very, very big multinational medical company that has 80,000 employees. We have a strategic partnership agreement with them, so we're very good at this public-private interface. And this project is taking on young university students and together with our engineers, computing, anatomy, medicine, dentistry, design, and art students, they're actually using this very nice augmented reality, really state-of-the-art technology to try and change the world in terms of health education. And again, this is something that might be attractive to the future 2030 visionaries in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I thought if our AD person could start, you've heard enough from me. I thought you'd just like to have a couple of sentences from one of our students. And this is Dr. Abdul Rahman, who got his PhD last year and is now back re-educated in Saudi Arabia. Can you play the video, please? Thank you. So can you play me?
Hi there, I'm Abdul Rahman Saleh Paradel from King Saud Aziz University. I just have done my PhD in human anatomy. I welcome you all to join us here in University of Dundee. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for inviting me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is necessary now to present the honor and high appreciation to the hosted university, Edinburgh University, and to all participants and volunteers who had worked hard to organize this event. Also, we would like to thank Louisa Freeman from Glasgow Colonial University, Jennifer Gazzard from the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow. First, we would like to invite Dr. Fahd Naeem to come to the stage, please. Also, Mr. Faris Al-Malki, the chairman of the Forum 2030 Vision and Ambition. Next, we invite the guest speakers to take or to receive the certificate of appreciation. Professor Teresi Wilkinson. And Dr. Simon Malaham.
دكتور لو تروحون على الوسط شويه طولي عمرك احسنت شكرا.
We also would like to invite the following participants to receive their certificate of appreciation. Zahra Al-Amri. Naji Al-Harfi. Afnan Khoja. Misfir Al-Marri. and Abdulaziz Al-Sawi.
عيد المبارك. عبد العزيز الباكي. عادل باوزير. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this wonderful gathering, please allow me to thank you all for making this a true unique experience and a successful initiative. I would like to thank Herat University and everyone who contributed to the success of this event. And please, you're all welcome to join us for dinner. Thank you very much.
Would you like to join us for a picture, please? كنت تجمعوا كلكم حاضر.
هو نصور يا جماعه، هو نصور فيهم كل المستشفى شيلها معاك، شيل عنه.
قالوا قاعد البروجيكتور ضيع. شباب يلا يا ولد يلا الشباب يبص انا بس يعني وين مستعد؟ ما بدي درس الاخير اللي تحت كله مطبوع. كل سنه وانتم طيبين، نشوفكم سنه.
بالعكس والله، بس انا ابغى الشركات
لا تشيلك استعجل. لازم تشوف ربنا. أنا بتحرك كمان حرف. هذا ما الهدف من البرنامج هو أيضا الضغط على الرؤية وعلى محاولة تحقيقها ومشروعاتها وأهدافها
ومحاولة تعريف هذه
عبد الله من واحد لحد ما يتم نهر الطائف الرجال البقر قالت عندها مبلغ تكلم قال تكلم طالب يعني شرحت له وضع الولد ومدح قدر وصفكم $30,000 انا اقول ما تقاس قال والله قد وصلت حقي قالت تبغى نعطيها الصقع لا قلت لا الصقع ما ناجي والله تعال عاد ايش تقول يا عايد؟ بس لازم يا اخي والله العظيم انا عارف ان الموضوع انا ما اكلمك الان على انه لك عندي مسؤول او شيء بس انا اسالك هل من هذا يعتبر اسلوب جيد؟ لما ياخذك ويتكلم معك يقول بعد تسوي مقابله ووقفت انت كنت ما انك تشوفني تقول لي انا ما اخذني كل شوي خلينا ناخذ دكتور هذا شوي خلينا ناخذ هذا شوي خلينا ناخذ هذا ما طلب هنا اخر شيء هنا قدام هذا يقول ما لها لازمه كذا قدامي يقول خلاص خلصت المقاله فيها كنت انتظر كل مقابله قال لي لا خلاص ما لازم يكلم ليه؟ احنا السعوديين في الشباب السعودي على قناتنا هذا منتدانا وهذا ايش فيه؟ انا قبل شيء شوف انا ما يهمني انا ما يهمني والله ما يهمني قبل شيء انا تكلمت مع المدرسين قال بالعكس هذا دور الشباب السعودي وهذا منتداكم بالعكس انا مفتخر فيه ومتصرف فيه ومبادرات زي ما البادرات كلمت انا يعني هل انا عندي شيء او ما عندي؟ لا صحيح الحمد لله يعني انا قبل شهر وراء قناه مختلفه في الدعوه مو كذا الدعوه انه انا من باب اولى انا هنا في اسكتلندا انا كطالب من اسكتلندا انا طلعت هناك في نيويورك هذا المنتدى رؤيه انا ادعم الرؤيه شلون دخلت فيه؟ عندي مشروع في التنميه المستدامه ما شاء الله في امباورينج يوث شاركت يوث ديليجيت يوث اسمبلي واحدة من أهداف رؤيتنا هي إشراك الشباب، كانت تشبه في الدسكشن حقتهم سمعت لي يقول اكتلايز اليوث سؤال الدكتور كان ودي صراحة كان في بالي أنا كلام كان ودي أرد للدكتور النادي الأشياء ذي يعني معاملة يعاملون فيها صراحة أنا ما أرضاها صراحة ولا أرضاها لأي شاب سعودي مو أو عنده مبادرة عنده أي شيء أنا عندي مبادرة وان دستني وان نيشن مع جمعية الأمم المتحدة في بريطانيا يونايتد نيشن أسوسيشن يو كي فأنا صراحة هذه يعني فرستريشن أنا أرجوك إذا تقدر في أحد ممكن أتواصل معاه أنا ما عندي مشكلة أتكلم معه صراحة إنه منو؟ إيه؟ محمد عبيد هذا رئيس النادي بشكل عام ما رئيس نادي السعودي هنا في إدنبرا هو اللي أصلا مرتب الدنيا كلها حبيبي الشعب يلا بس ممكن اكتب اخر راسك حاجبك وايد ابوس راسك ليش تبغى